This is Jordan here from Tightlinetv, and today we're doing something completely different. We're gonna start doing this thing like once a week. I'm gonna do this thing, preferably on Tuesday. I'm gonna try and do it. I'm gonna call it the Tightline trick, the TTT Tightline TV Trick Tip Tuesday. I don't know, that's too much of a tongue twister, isn't it? Anyway, so once a week, guys, I'm gonna start doing some kind of fishing tutorial, whether it be how to rig up a lure, how to fish a lure, or something just in the fishing industry involved with fishing in general. You know, a tip or a trick that I can help you guys get on the water, catch more fish, or better your fishing game. Today's tip, I want to throw you guys at swim baits. I love fishing swim baits. If you guys like catching big fish, if you guys musky fish, bass fish, you've probably used a swim bait. Swim baits come in all different shapes and sizes, from little, you know, tiny little bluegill swim baits on up to full-size line through trouts to HUD baits, all kinds of things like that. Swim baits are one of my all-time favorite baits to fish, and this is the one time of year that I would recommend doing it. So right now it is fall, or at least, you know, most of you guys are making that transition into fall, and basically, you know, what that means is all the shad in these lakes, and these are going to be headed shallow. All these shad are moving up shallow, all the shad are moving into the creeks, they're moving into the rivers, and it's basically, you know, that time of year where these fish are just trying to fatten up. They're trying to just stock up on all the food they can so they can make it through the winter. If you guys are avid bass fishermen and you want to get out on the lake, one of the, you know, my favorite things to do is fish like little swim baits shallow. I love to throw these things, you know, anywhere from through weeds, along shorelines, pretty much everywhere you're gonna find shad. You throw something like this, you're gonna be successful. And all those bigger fish are chasing these bait fish right now, which is any one of these all resembles some type of bait fish, whether it be a bluegill, a shad, a creek chub. It's gonna resemble everything. You can rig them all different ways. You can rig them Texas rig, weighted Texas rig. You can rig them with a swim bait hook. You can rig them with a Carolina rig. You can rig them so many different ways, and they're going to be productive every single way. Now, moving on up to the guys that are dedicated and want to catch a fish of a lifetime, they're going to start, you know, once things start slowing down even more and, you know, getting to a little bit colder temperatures, but these fish still have a big appetite, do not be afraid to throw something like this. Now, are you going to catch as many fish, you know, throwing this as you would something small like this? Absolutely not. But I can tell you one thing, that the reward is going to be way higher throwing a big old swim bait like this versus, you know, the amount of fish or, you know, the size ratio you're going to catch on a little swim bait like this. Now, if you're feeling extra crazy, if you guys are musky fishermen, like I'm trying to gear towards bass fishermen and musky fishermen. So say, you know, you're an avid bass fisherman, go ahead, throw those swim baits, have a good time. It's a lot of fun. Now, you want to get into musky fishing. Not only are they a fish of 10,000 casts anyway, but a lot of guys are afraid to get out there and throw something massive like this. Now, don't get me wrong, throwing a bait like this cranks on your arm. It's gonna throw out your gear. It kills you. So make sure you definitely have the right gear to be throwing something like this. But let me tell you, I've thrown baits like this all the time, and I've used this thing several times. These Savage Gear line through trouts, they will catch you the fish of a lifetime. It is absolutely crazy how realistic these things look, and it's absolutely crazy the size of the fish that are willing to eat this. And you'll be surprised. You'll get little guys to eat this, but 90% of the time, these muskies, they do not think twice about even bringing this thing up to the boat. I've never even fished this bait and had a figure 8 fish. Every fish I've ever gotten on these things just whacked it, no questions asked. They just nailed this thing, and every time it was such a reward. So don't be afraid to get out there and throw a massive bait. If you're feeling, you know, frisky and you want to throw your arm out but catch the fish of a lifetime, throw a giant swim bait. Even with bass, if you guys are in areas where you have monstrous bass, I mean, so much here in Ohio, I don't throw stuff like this too often because we don't have world-class bass. You know, the biggest bass you see around here is like 5-6 pounds if you're lucky. But if you're out in Texas where you got those 10-pounders, you got 8-pounders in a frequent area, when you hit like October or early November or, you know, something like that, do not be afraid to throw something like this for a high reward. That's me kind of touching swim baits a little bit, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you know, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. These videos are gonna come out every single week, and they're gonna get better and better every time. I'm gonna throw a fish tank up here. I'm gonna teach you guys how to rig. I'm gonna teach you guys all different tricks and stuff that I've learned over the years, and hopefully can help get you guys on more fish. So I'm Jordan from Tightlinetv, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you later. Yeah, it didn't work. I tried to hit the camera.